What's going on YouTube? It's AJ Quillen. This video is going to be a little different this time around. It's not going to be about a specific topic. I'm just going to be talking about a few things. So it's going to be a pretty like chill, laid back video. It's just going to be me talking. I would just call it AJ Talks Tech. I just call it AJ Talks Tech. But I just wanted to talk about a few things and like what exactly is going on, and like the stuff that is to come on the channel and like what I'm currently waiting for. And if I'm actually making progress with some of these mice I've gotten, because there's a couple of them that I can't lie about, I haven't really had a chance to use because I've been kind of busy lately. Honestly, the ones that I probably use the most is the BTL Gretza and this Ninjutsu right here. And then I used the Team Wolf a good bit, a little bit, not the biggest amount, but I haven't really been playing much, which I usually don't. But I've been trying to, but I just haven't really had the time to play. But I still want to give an update video on majority of these mice, to say the least. But what we have to talk about here is something that I got, and I did a stream of it as well too on a Twitch. That was out of nowhere, but it did not last that long because oh no, it's doing the focusing thing again. Oh man, it was perfectly fine, and then it just did it out of nowhere. Let me see if I can fix this. Why does it do this? Oh, that looks terrible without that. Let me see. That looks pretty bad, I can't lie. It's very unclear. Let me see. Okay, that's better. That's better. That's better than what it was before. 100%, no doubt. Okay, now hopefully it doesn't do that issue again. But what I was saying was that I did a little Twitch stream out of nowhere because I was excited. So basically, if you don't know what this is already, it is a Glorious Gaming PC Master Race keyboard, and I put my these switches are more on the expensive side, but I just went with them anyway just because to try them out. But the switches are the Glorious like panda switches, which is supposed to be like the holy pandas that people talk about. But I mean, I've used them. They're cool. I like typing on them. They feel great and stuff like that. But I still want to try like a Zelios like purple V2. I'm not really like the biggest of like keyboard person. I don't really know the facts all too well, but I thought this was a pretty interesting keyboard, and so I was like, I'm gonna just go ahead and get it. This is what it looks like. I think I actually have it backwards in the case. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, but yeah. So this is a keyboard. I went with like the Arctic White, I think they call it, as well. And it's a pretty solid keyboard. It really is. And I had like some of the accessories as well with it too, just to knock everything out at once. And the case is pretty cool as well. I can't lie. It's pretty cool. But I just really want to talk about this keyboard because oh man, this thing was a pain because it's like like your first entry into a like somewhat kind of like a DIY or like build it yourself kind of keyboard thing. And like this thing was something else. It was a mission, to say the least. It was an adventure. But this is what it looks like. It's pretty solid. Yeah, but this keyboard, it's cool. Honestly, I would just use this keyboard if I'm like specifically typing, and I would say that's really about it. For gaming, I used it and I did had some pretty good games, but like for gaming, like I just need something that's like easier to press shift with, or like caps lock and stuff like that. But like for typing, like I pull this thing out and it'd probably be a main for that. And I just like, the build quality is pretty good. It's pretty solid, I would say. I did have an issue where like one of my keys, I can't remember if it was X or Z, but like it wasn't registering. But don't, take my word for that. I just don't think I had the switch. It wasn't all the way in the PCB or the frame or whatever you want to call it, so it wasn't actuating. Then I just pressed down like really hard, and then I finally think it went in, and then after that it went to normal, and then I was able to actually get uh, the keystrokes or the presses to go through, and it was working like normal. But yeah, so let me talk about this because this was big right here. This was big. Okay, so like you like would order everything off of the website, right? And like it doesn't come pre-assembled. I'm pretty sure you have to like put all the switches in, put all the keycaps on, do all that, which is not that difficult. But like this is an enthusiast keyboard, and like it's kind of like a custom keyboard, so to say. So you have to do a few things to it, or one specific thing is they have like a different switch plate or something, whatever you want to call it, and then they have like a aluminum one, like a polycarbonate and stuff like that. And I could show it right here. I have it right here as well. This is the one that came default with it. They have three different ones. I don't know the names of all of them. I know one was like polycarbonate, one was aluminum, and then one might have been like, I have no clue. But this is the one that came default, and this is not the one that I wanted to use. And I don't think there's an option for them to like install it for you, because it's like that's what you're supposed to do it yourself. That's why it's there. That's what the keyboard is was made for, so you can kind of do it yourself. Custom keyboard build. But I went with the polycarbonate switch plate, and you have to do it pretty much by yourself. And that's not that big of an issue, because it's like I'm willing to learn and figure it out. But it was definitely an experience, and it took some time. Take that into account. It was an experience, and it took some time. But that being said, uh, you definitely, if you get this keyboard, or like you get into the custom keyboards and you've never done it before, probably want to prepare yourself, because it can be tedious and you will need a lot of different tools. Because like, and you have to be organized as well too, because mine was not organized, and I could have lost those screws, and it could have been bad. But I managed to get everything back the way it was, I'm pretty sure, and everything was fine. But it was bad because this keyboard, it's really solid. Like, I mean, like this keyboard is so solid. Like you could hit somebody in the head with this thing, and I'm pretty sure you can knock them out. Like it's heavy. Like, let me see if I can put it to the mic and knock on it and see if you can hear how heavy this thing is. Like, I don't know if you can hear that, but that's a solid keyboard. Like, this thing has some weight to it. It's like one of my heaviest keyboards. No joke. And I wasn't expecting that at all, Like, this thing is like really, really heavy. And it has like the little glorious thing on the back that's pretty cool. And another problem I was having was you see like these little screws right here. There's like a lot of them. I would say there's like four each, so there's eight in total. Bottom and on the top, and you have to take all these apart, to get the plate for the switch plate. And so, before using the keyboard, making sure it actually worked, the first thing I did was literally just take it apart, like, because you have to take these screws apart. You have to take apart like the switch, the the PCB apart and like some other stuff, and it's an adventure. You had to take like switch plate apart, PCB, and some I don't know. I'm not too familiar with keyboard. This is my first like custom type keyboard build or anything like that. So it it took some time, and I was having a really hard time getting this screw off. One of these screws off. It was sitting like right here, and it was really flush. And I used so many different like bits, drill bits, like so many different screwdrivers and stuff to try to get it off, and I was having the hardest time. And so I had to end the stream because I was like, I'm literally just stuck right here, and I'm not moving, and I don't know if I was gonna get it. So I just like ended the stream. So I just couldn't. But then I finally focused up, and after I ended the stream, I ended up figuring it out. But it didn't after that. Then that's when the real fun happened. The real fun. But I mean, if you look at this screw here, it shows clearly, kind of, which it probably won't. But it's not. It doesn't really show clearly. But this one is like regular, right? And then this one right here, I think I kind of stripped it, you know? So like I think I stripped it to say the least. But I mean, I'm pretty sure if I needed to get that screw off, I still could. But it just it caused me a world of hurt to say the least, you know. And I just I was not expecting it to be that rough going in. But this is the cable that we have. This is the coiled one, you know, like little cool keyboard that you get. But me personally, I wouldn't use this key like this cord, whatever you want to call it, like as a default. I would just use like a normal cable. That's just me. But it's a cool cable. It looks cool. And like this is pretty it looks pretty bright on the screen, I'm not gonna lie. It's not that bright in person. And I can't get it. So I don't know if I can focus it better, but yeah, it looks pretty bright on the screen. I don't really know how I could fix that. Yeah, well, it's really bright, but yeah, these are like the Aurora V2 keycaps on their website that I went with instead of like going like with their little colorways. They like the two different colorways, which is like a blue and a green and like a purple pink or something like that. I just went with the Aurora white keycaps instead, and they're supposed to be PBT, which is what they said, but I don't know how much of that is true. But they claim that it's PBT, so I would say so. I mean, there was a lot of keycaps that came in the set. I'm not gonna lie, like for a full keyboard, but obviously this is not a full keyboard, so I didn't need to use all of them. There's a lot of extra keycaps. But I mean, everything, the keyboard took a while to show up. It really did. But if I just, you know, you got to be patient. I have things that took a lot longer to show up, so I wasn't really rushing it too much. So I just waited it out, and it finally did show up, and everything showed up as well. So that was cool. But these are like some of the different accessories. Like you could put the black knob on there. You could put the gold one on there. It's just the other cable, the normal cable that I would use instead of this coiled one, so to say. It came with this kit, this keyboard case, which is pretty cool. And then I have like the lube, the Glorious lube station, or whatever you want to call it, that came with it as well. And I think that's all the accessories I have for it. But it's like it's really solid. But I would use it mainly for like a typing keyboard, or like if I wasn't playing like a serious game, so to say, I would use it and stuff like that. It's just like I would call call this like my first enthusiast keyboard. But you definitely have to prepare yourself. That's if you change the switch plate. If you don't change the switch plate and you keep the stock one, then you'll be fine. You know, you'll be fine 100%. But if you end up going with the one that I went with, or like one the other one, the polycarbonate, or the other one, you don't go with the default one, you have to switch it out, and you'll know what I'm talking about. you'll definitely know, especially if you don't have any experience like with keyboards at all. You'll know. But that's really all much I have to say about the keyboard. It's good. I like it. I don't know. No, I don't know if I recommend it. I mean, it's a hot swap. I just like I lean towards hot swap keyboards nowadays because of the versatility in that you could put different switches in them instead of like having to buy a whole new keyboard. You know, because that crap sucks for being honest. But it's just different. And I had this little attachment right here for the knob on the corner, the top right corner. And I saw this from Bad Seed Tech. I was about to call it like by the actual name that he used on Twitter, but Bad Seed Tech. But he basically has like this little like custom knob, and I went specifically with the white one because it's like the Arctic white. And he said it works for the knob up there. So I mean, I don't know. It's just a little accessory stuff like that. Wait, hold on. I could. Wait, he said you could use this. Hold on. it doesn't even. It doesn't even click though. Oh boy. How am I supposed to get it to actuate though? It doesn't click. Hold on. It doesn't click. Let me see. Little Allen wrench. I don't know what that does to either. Okay, so it looks cool, but I can't actually click anything. I mean, you could use it like this is like right here is turn the volume up and down, but it has a click function too. But when you have this on here, I swear that you can't click it down. But then with this little Allen wrench, I actually just tightened it on there, so like it has a more flush fit, and it doesn't really like I can't just like take it off easily, or it just won't fall off. So that's pretty cool. And I come, yeah, but I mean, it's pretty cool. I can just put this one in here for now. It's just an enthusiast keyboard, so I would say if you are to get it, do it at your own risk. But I don't know if I could really recommend it or not. But I personally do like the keyboard. And the other things that I wanted to talk about was I do have the Extrafy MZ1 Rail, what Zeiss Rail, whatever you want to call it. His mouse that he did collaboration with Extrafy, and it's supposed to be coming in. I know some people have gotten it sooner, and there's a reason behind that I will explain right now. Being that unfortunately, okay, so I ordered the other mouse that they have on there. They're just so confusing, these names. The Extrafy M42, which is supposed to be like the Viper Mini, they say. I ordered that one, and then on top of that, I ordered a black Extrafy GP1, I believe, a GP4 one, something like that, which is like a control pad. I ordered that too, along with the mouse. So basically, what happened was that they realized that they put in like the shipping confirmation or order, and like they were gonna give it to the shipping company, but then the guy sent me an email. He was like, "Oh, we don't actually have the black GP4 mouse pad in stock." And so now, since I ordered like all of that stuff together in like one order, I'm basically waiting for that mouse pad to come into stock, and then they'll ship it out, which kind of sucks because I'm pretty sure I would have probably gotten the mouse already, but I'm not worried about it too much. Even though I do want to try the mouse and I'm excited to try it, I'm not really worried about it too much because I'm still trying different mice right now. But that's the reason why I probably don't have a video on it already, because of that mouse pad, unfortunately. And that I don't know why they would let me order it if they didn't have it in stock, but that's basically why I don't have that. And then another mouse that I'll be getting soon too I do not know how to pronounce the name. It's like Zonkonig. I don't know. Zakuni. But it's the, let's just say it's like the M2K, the MK2. It's basically like a really small mouse that's supposed to be specifically for fingertip grip. But this one, this is like a revision of the first one that they had, that literally just had two buttons, which is like the mouse click one and two. But this one now has a scroll wheel, and it's supposed to be 8K hertz like default, and not like 1K hertz, or however you want to say it. So that as well too. And I think that's really it, honestly. Just that, those mice in particular. I don't think there's anything else, surprisingly. But oh well, with the Logitech, the G303 wireless, I definitely want to try that. I like the G303. It's a really awkward shape, but I do play really well with it, and I do like the mouse a lot. And whenever that comes out, I will definitely get my hands on that. And for proof of G303, I have it right here. Boom. You know, I have it right here with the custom cable and all. Yep. And the feet. So just so you know it's legit, you can see. Okay, obviously it doesn't focus, but just that's the G303. So when I heard about that, I was like, whoa, there's no way. Imagine if we get the Logitech G303 before the Razer Viper Mini. That's crazy, right? Insane. Probably is gonna happen though. But I think that's more of everything. And then I'll give a little update on these mice too that I posted recently as well. So there's the Ninjutsu 1X, the Team Wolf, the BTO, Gretza, the Razer Orochi V2, and the Zygen MP101S. I've used all of the mice except for the Razer Orochi V2. If I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't used that one yet, and that's because just because of the hype and because I felt like I would like that shape the most. And when I held it in my hand, I could just tell that I would like it, and it's kind of like, it seems like the most well built in my opinion, and it feels pretty light, and it's wireless with the good sensor and stuff. But not to dethrone any of these other mice, these are good too. But especially because I haven't even used the Razer Orochi V2. Like I literally haven't used it yet. Like I tested some things like the scroll wheel and stuff like that. But like actually like in game, I haven't used it. I've used the Zygen Vaxi. I've used the Team Wolf. I've used the Ninjutsu. I used the BTO Gretza, but I have not used the Razer Orochi V2 at all yet. But with that being said, the Team Wolf, that mouse I played really, really well with. Surprisingly, I wasn't expecting that, but I played really, really well with it, and I'm definitely gonna keep using it. And I don't know about a main, but like it's gonna stay on my desk and it's actually gonna be used. And then Jutsu, I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it was. Well, I know it has pretty good specs other than like the sensor, the 3335. Not the biggest fan of it. And I did have some kind of sensor issues, I would say. But it was nothing like too crucial, but I did have some kind of sensor issues that I want to explain in like a second video or like a review. But it was a solid mouse, and I don't really use ergo mice because I have fingertip grip main, but it actually works. This mouse, it actually works, and my aim was actually pretty good with it, to say the least. And this is how I play with it. This fingertip grip, my palm is not. Oh wait, can't see it. Like my palm does not touch it. I can't palm. I've tried it. It's not for me, but yeah, I definitely like it, and I play pretty well with it. And I think there's a chance that I actually play better with this mouse than the BTL Gretza, which is kind of surprising. And the Zygen MP10S, my aim was pretty good with that too, but it has an aggressive shape. I'm not gonna lie. Like the curves on it are kind of wild. That being said, I don't know. I couldn't really get used to it, but I mean, I still played well with it. But it's just the mouse felt really awkward. It just felt like a little ergo to me. So like that one out of like the 4 to 5 mice that I still have to try, that one was like the most weird shape. Like this felt more natural, and this is like an actual ergonomic shape. But like this one, I felt more natural playing with. Like I feel like I could actually kind of main this if I wanted to. Like I played pretty well with it. Some pretty crazy stuff that I did in Apex with it and in Call of Duty. But that's really all I have to say. Thank you for the recent subscribers that subscribed that I've seen. I went from like 4 to 22, so thanks for the subscribes and the likes on the videos. It's much appreciated. And if you enjoyed the video and you made it this far, like the video. And if you aren't subscribed, subscribe as well. There's definitely more videos to come. And thanks for watching. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.